should have considered the offer from that.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why does Dr. Tibbets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tibbets does not think of you as just a...
If you're so...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Another night with the glorious battalion.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Ho ho ho.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howard?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The garden.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay.
I will not let you down, my boy.
شو بنقذ هذاك ولا بيجي يسأل هذول كلهم ولا؟
I wonder what your last thought. Maybe so.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Midnight underground. قربوا من المكان. لازم ازود الاستامينا، لان مبين انه قاعد يتعب بسرعة. بس وين اغراضي؟
It's locked, all right.
الصوت كان طالع من هناك
wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
True.
Goodbye, Milton.
Another night with the glorious.
Yeah, we're young again. Just a dozen.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
News to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Medical checkup.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
A year! You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Good evening, sir.
I'm
Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Reads me like a book.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Okay.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
ما اقدر اعطيه مدسن ليش؟
I will see you later. I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Never could keep anything from her.
اني اعالجه.
Good evening, Doctor.
شلون
How is
اطلع
my
الادوية؟
son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
They may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
I cannot enter.
You are going. Your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood and soul, they belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. I stepped through needed so little.
Please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
أنا الكلب هذا هو اللي ما تعال هنا.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Goodbye, Milton.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
The daily routine.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
ايه عزوز. شوف انت تقدر تلعبها بدون كلام بدون شيء، بس لو تبي هي مشوقة اكثر لما تسأل. هي مملة شوي بالكلام لان انا بديت امل من اسأل فيهم، بس لازم ان تاخذ كلام من هني ومن هني، ومرات حتى مو هنت، المفروض الكلام العادي اللي ما ودك تسأله المفروض انك تسأله على اساس انه يعطونك هنت.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even
القصة
more
بكل
grumpy than
بساطة
usual,
ما راح اقولها لان عشان راح احرق
especially
عليك.
concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad
هو
reputation,
القصة
whether he
بشكل عام
deserved it or not.
الدكتور هذا اللي هو مثلا اللي شخصيتنا نفسنا يعني.
Why does Milton dislike
بداية اللعبة انت اذا ما لعبتها راح تعرف هو راح ينتقم من اللي سواه مصاص دماء.
Milton is not the chatty type.
فانت تخيل هذا الكلام كله عشان توصل لواحد بس. خلني اوريك شغلة. شوف الهرم هذا لحظة. المفروض انك تواجه الناس هذول كلهم. فلازم تعرف هذول منو، ولازم تاخذ منهم كل شيء، يعني تسألهم تقعد تعرف قصة حياة كل واحد فيهم شوي شوي، تطلع منو تصيد. فلو تلاحظ ان الكابلز حاطينهم مع بعض او من افراد العائلة، فهذه لازم نلقى من اللي معاها، فاتوقع ان هذا اللي سحبنا عليه. الدكتور هذا المفروض انه هو اللي يساعدنا. والله شوف قلت بثها يعني شكلها طويلة من الكلام. اي ما انا قاعد احاول اخلصها اليوم عشان نبلش، لان كلش ما تقدر.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse?
المشكلة ان هذه اللي انا قاعد اكلمها قاعد تبوق من المرضى فلوس، قاعد ان تخلي المرضى يدفعون فلوس عشان تعطيهم سراير، فهمت؟ فانا راد لها اساس اني اصيده، بس مو راضي يطلعون لي الهنت عشان اكلمها.
No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
كيفك والله، انت مو اذا انت تبي تلعبها لا تحرق على نفسك، يعني انا اقول لك. هي حلوة ترى، نظامها حلو، تشوف الفكرة الغموض اللي فيها وحتى شوف شكله. يعني انت بذمتك ما تشوف واحد نفس هذا وتقول ما مصاص دماء؟ واضح حيل انه مصاص دماء.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No.
هذا يذكرني
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head.
هاي يذكرني بشخصية باتمان اللي محروق فيس ماله.
Am I right? You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty.
Nice.
A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all.
واشتركت خليني اشرب طيب.
But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine.
مسكين انا دكتور زين، كل ما في واحد بيعالجه ما عندي الدواء، شلون بعالجك يعني؟ لا 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 ما بي كنسل لا ريليس تخيل الحركة هذه كنا بنجيب العيد. لا قدام العالم يا ولد، جماس دمه انطق هني بالمستشفى. لا شوف المسكين هذا الدكاترة يعني غافي تدري منو؟ في دكتور هندي برا. لحظة وينه؟ شوف هذاك مريض بس ما اقدر اعالجه. اختفى ابو هناد ما لقيت. نروح الافس مالي. هذاك غاثني الدكتور لان احسه هو اللي راح يكتشف العلاج وانا راح اكل خرا، يعني انا راح اسوي بس شكل. لا ما Not now. هذا الدكتور هذا يعرف مصاص الدماء بس ما راضي يتكلم، فهو اقترح انه يساعدني بمقابل يعني. دقيقة. المكتب مالي المفروض انه هني. امراض خش دخلنا يا ابن الحلال. خندش انديكاتور احنا، عيب عليك ما تدخل. استح لحظة انا اشوف ايش كاتب. نيو اللي الساموراي هذا، لا ما اتوقع اني لعبته. شفت قصته حركت على نفسي فهمت، فما لعبته. لعبة فكرتها لما تحارب بعد حلوة، بس الحين ما في. الحين المفروض اني انا اروح ترى من امس المفروض اني اروح للمكتب، بس يعني اروح لمكتبي بعدين اكمل القصة. بس انا قاعد اسأل الأمة اللي تحت كلهم، فما مداني. امس تعبت وانا اسأل فيهم، حتى قلت خلاص بروح انام حبيبي ما فاضي انا. ولا شنو هذا؟ راح نقصيد واحد. يا بما اني دكتور يعني اعطوا بنادول بس. شوف انت الحين لازم ارد له بعد. ايه هي لازم فهمت، بس مرات يعني شوف يعني هنت يجر هنت. يعني الحين انا كنت خلاص بروح بس المكتب واقعد، بس الحين في هنت لازم ارد لهذاك ابو فلس، ابو 100 فلس. كيف؟
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
ايوه فيفا كذا مود، وانا قاعد العب هالايام برو كلوب زين مع ناس او عشوائي. بس مشكلتي فيفا مرات مع العشوائيين يا ولد يبلش يسب بنص الجيم، ما فهمت اللي يعفس جوك.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best
سبب كذا
reason to
المود،
stay.
يعني كل جزء فيفا لازم مستحيل ما حد يلعبها.
She treats me like something tasty.
ما تقدر تعطيه ميوت بالكارير مود، ما تقدر تعطيه حد ميوت. هذه البلوة. المشكلة إذا سجل حتى هو مستانس يسب فهمت، يلا واحد توهق فهمت.
Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside.
قاعد أشوف يجي جروب ألعب معهم، بس تعرف كل ما طولت خذيت لي فترة بلشوا يسبون. تعرف يعني كويتيين ما يحتاج أقول لك الموضوع. يخول ما أدري شنو فهمت، نص الجيم شي عكر أم الجو وخرب أم البث، تطفي ونفسيتك تعبانة. ما تقدر تقصر الصوت، هاي المشكلة. إذا قصرت صوت المايك راح يروح صوتك. بس تمام. أحدين سلطان ويوسف. سلطان اللي كان معاي والثاني، بس يوسف الولد عمه تقصد. محمد رهيب. محمد بس اخذ طاقم الاتحاد وخليك تخسر، يسبك ليه ليوم الدين.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
يمكن ما أعرفه، بس يمكن شفته، بس يمكن ما أعرفه شخصيا. طبعا إذا مو معنا بثانية ما أعرفه.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some
ما
soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here.
تسمعش يقولون البريطانيين هذول اللي هم القدامى ما يقولون مي يقولون مي لايف for the rest of my life. عندي شوية بريطانيين يسبون فيني، امسح البث من الحين.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you stop the fire?
Me.
Were you trying to avoid going back to the front?
يعني يقول me face.
That's not uncommon, you know.
ما يقول ماي.
It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the
مدرس
room.
لغة إنجليزية أنا قاعد أكتب تحت.
The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
شوف لحظة بما أنك أنت جيت أنا عندي جيتار زين. بما أن أنت يعني صراحة معطيني دافع معنوي، مع أن أنا بالبثوث هذه ما أبي أنشر ولا بشيء، خلاص ما بقينا كم سنة ونتخرج وخلاص، بس بما إني ألعب إيش كثر يعني وأيام فاضية قلت أبث، فراح أسوي نغمة سريعة شي على السريع زين، بس لا تتوقع أن عزيف أنا، ترى عزفي يعني ها زين يعني هاي مشي حاله. لا أول شي طبعا نغمتين هما تونين، فلا تتوقع ان شو اسمه بوب مارلي ما ادري شو اسمه. لحظة يلا يلا خلاص بقى، بس هذه نغمتين تعلمتهم بسنين طويلة. ها شلون العزف الخرائي. نخلي هذا سكار فيس. مالت العرب عود، انا اللي عندي كيسار والله 10/10 قصيدي.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain.
هذا مسكين يا اخي والله بيعالجك انا، بس مو شلون يعالجك.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all.
العراب سوري انا على ما تقول العرب فهمت، فانا قاعد اقرا بسرعه. انا مسكين ها كاسر خاطري بليز ماي بين وما ادري شنو، ودي اساعده فهمت. خلاص انا دكتور مشغول انا يا جماعه، كم في دكتور هني ما يصير اشيل المسؤوليه بروحي. وين مكتبك الخايس؟ قال لي سكند فلور، هذا اذا يحسبون هذا جراوند هذا المفروض يكون سكند. تحليل كلبي. ترى يمديك تاخذه وتوديه بعيد كذي نفس قبل شوي، تمشي بعدين تعطيه تمص دمه يموت. بس لا انا دكتور لازم في امانه بالشغل. اقتلهم. لا دكتور ريد ايه خلاص هذا دشيت مكتبي.
It's definitely away from prying eyes.
طق الباب.
Relegated to the shadows, a kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Kingdom of my own. Huh.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
ما لو اقدر اقص راسه. سريع بس انا الخال هذاك اللي برا اللي تخيل هو مسعف زين، هو اللي يسوق للسيارة الاسعاف، خلى واحد ونحاشوا خلاه زين وقطعوه، ورحت انا ادور عليه ما لقيته، لقيت بوك هذا الكلب، فهذا اللي ودي اذبحه يعني، بس خلني اخلص ما يطلع عليه هنت ولا شيء راح ارد عليه واشطب دمه. نشوف شنو فيه. نايس ويليام بيشوب ابلود شيء. خلنا نزيد الطاقات. شوف الراس مبين ان فامباير، العيون كنا عيون افعى وهذا واضح حيل. خلنا نشوف شنو هذا. invisible barrier direct damage. اوه نايس هذا ديفنس. وين مال ستامينا وابي هذا قوي، بس متى ينفتح الليفل 10؟ اي والليفل تخيل مرتبط بالعالم اللي تكتشف، يعني تكتشف الناس هذول، كل ما اكتشفت اكثر يعطونك اكس بي، الاكس بي هذا تزود فيه الامور هذه، فانا ليفلي 4 يعني في اشياء هني خرافيه. يعني شوف بادئ عشان ايوه ما ادري شنو اخذ، بس لا. بس بموضوع الكارير مود اذا الشباب جاهزين والله بالعكس نسوي فريق. انا بعد في واحد يلعب معنا كويتي طبعا اللي ذاك مرة لعبنا معه. عطني بعد هذه، انا قاعد اتمسخر، انا ازيد الدم شوي. لحظة برو كلاب، ليش انا شنو قلت؟ تراني اذا كنت بركز بشيء وقاعد اسوي شيء تلقاني شيء اطلع كلام يمكن ما تفهمه او انا ما اتذكر اصلا، فهمت؟ الذاكرة عندي ويط. اوكي صح كارير، انا قصدي البرو كلابس. برو كلابس عاد سويت لي لاعب والله، وصلت 88 تقريبا، وسط نفس هذاك. تعرف انا الاناني الوسطي لعبوني باص يا جماعة، لازم انا ابني الهجمة. ايه 88 ترى، لا اسهل ترى فيفا، هذا اسهل لك من اللي طاف، يعني اسهل انك تلفله، سهل حيل وشي، نقاط يحذفونها بالهواء. بس انا العب بنادي، يعني لا تلعب كذي دروب الماتش، يعني دش نادي والعب فيه على طول نقاطك تصعد. الحين انا وين بسوي هذا هنا؟ يلا رجاء خلني اشوف ايش راح اسوي. انا لايك اوكي. واحد كان فيه المرض هذا فتيك ما ادري شنو، يحتاج ل ما اقدر اسوي هذا ولا اقدر اسوي هذا، والله يعني بالنهاية ما راح اقدر اعالج ولا واحد. الله يرحمه.
Blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it.
والله اعطوني 1000 بعد
زيادة. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
والله ما تسيبت، سويت انا ما طقيت كونتينيو، واتوقع اني طقيت دائرة، وهذه تبطلت ولا هذه مبطلة من زمان. 5 seconds draw. تاكتيكال شكلها قوية هذه. ايوه شي انا احب الاشياء اللي عادي ما منها فايدة، بس كذي اللي تختفي وتطلع وراهم، سوالف باتمان هذه. بس عطني اياها. شلون استخدمها هذه؟ دائرة ولا شنو؟ to the shades and الحين شنو يبون؟ critical. The more lives you take, the healthier this tract becomes. اوكي انا ما راح اعيد بها احد اصلا. طبعا شكله ما قتلته انا، هذا شرير لازم يموت. بس enjoy my friend and have some fun. إذا تلعب رول كلوب send me an invite.
I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
اشتركت معنا هيلثي. اكيد هيلثي انا الدكتور هني. شو تسوين هني؟ ما احب يتجسون انا.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry, there's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse. It's locked.
أظن في بوابة هنا أو هناك.
I cannot enter.
Okay.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. It's locked, all right. Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. Not after blood.
ليش مو حاطين اسلحتي اصلا مكانها؟ تاك سبيد شلون اقدر احطها؟ شلون نط تخرب بيت؟ اوكي شنو هذي؟ stamina.
It's locked, all right. Mr. Connor's injurers don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
شنو الحين في احد؟ مشكلة انه في فامباير ثاني معاي بنفس المكان. ابي اشوف.
Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
نقدر نسوي علاج. شيء كل شيء قبل لا امشي من المكان. أتذكر واحد كان عنده هذا. تمام. حاول اغشه. يزرها. سماح بالله. وهمداني طولت الدم.
Side, Dr. Reed. I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here?
My mother...
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
خلاص عالجناك بس. خلاص. مين كان يقول
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but... well, we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is... nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both...
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
It's locked.
We've dodged death so many times. Oswald, you can't just die like this.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
الجو كئيب وحزين وغامض ما تدري شلون. وات سويت شيء غلط انا. details possibility of this with their health.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
نكمل باكر على الدخل وإلى اللقاء.